Alright, welcome back. In this video we're going to look at how we can register our competitors for events. We're going to do this in two parts. We're going to first look at registering our individual competitors into the individual events. And then in another video we're going to look at group events and registering our competitors into groups for things like relays and things like that. In a previous video I already added all my competitors into the meet, and you'll see them underneath each of the teams. So these are all the competitors, but which ones are actually doing which events? Well, if you remember correctly, I already specified that I wanted all my competitors in all events when I imported from my CSV the competitors. I ticked this button. So when I did that, all the events which I already had, say for example 100 meters, let's go to 1600 boys, have all the competitors already registered. So this is quite useful. Now, but I want to go through some of the other ways we can register our users. So I'm going to look at this in a couple of different ways. Let's start by adding now a new event which doesn't exist here in the meet yet. Let's add in long jump. Now, at this point, I can also add any competitors that I've currently got registered for the meet to that event. Let's do this, and then I'm going to undo it to show you another way. So firstly, here we go, long jump, and all my divisions, and all the competitors. Now, I'm actually going to undo that. I'm going to get rid of long jump. This is just a little handy little note. If you want to get rid of an event entirely, well, you're going to need to delete all of the divisions that are running for that event. So in other words, I just need to go through here and delete everything. I'm going to do that again. Okay, last one I delete will actually remove long jump from my meet. So no more long jump, of course. Let's add it back in, and this time we're not going to add all the competitors to the event. Okay, this time we'll go into long jump. We still have all of our divisions, but in that, no competitors have been added to that event. We have nothing. Okay, so let's have a look at some different ways we can do this now to actually register our competitors individually. Well, already you could probably see there's a button on each of the event division pages for adding an individual competitor. Let's try this. Now, we're in the open boys division, and it's going to be important here in a second. So let's have a look. We can add open boys competitors or younger competitors. Now think about this. Our open boys are obviously our open boys. These are the ones who are really meant to be in this event. Let's add one of those guys in. Calvin Rankin. Okay, he's in. Let's add another one. Nathan. Okay, he's in. If you also like to type, you can do that. So let's say where I'm looking for Lucas Cage. Instead of clicking the button, I can type in LU, and there he is, and press enter. That might be a bit more of a useful feature for you. So as you can see, you can just add those people that you want individually in. But of course, being open boys, there may be some particularly good younger competitors from some of those younger age divisions who are keen to try out for the open boys long jump. So this is a list of all younger divisions and those people in those divisions. Now, I'm not sure exactly what division Scott Lang is in. He could be in a much younger division, or he could just be in like the next division down. But let's just add him in. No problems. You can do that. To remove or deregister a competitor from an event, go to the admin tab. Here you find a little trash icon where you can remove particular competitors. While I'm here, there's another little icon here, edit. Let me explain this one quickly. Let's say Calvin, who's currently running for Team Earth, is actually filling in for somebody else. And that person he's filling in for actually belongs to another team. He's decided that he's going to run for another team. Now this is an unusual circumstance and something that's not probably going to crop up maybe ever, but should you want to, and he wants his points or his score to go to another team, you can actually do that. You can have Calvin Rankin, although he's in the team for Earth, he can actually be competing for Fire. Something that maybe will be useful to, who knows, someone out there. Right. So that's one way we can add our competitors in, is using this add competitor button. Let's look at some other ways we can do this. We could go to a particular individual, let's go to Dave Whitman here, and have him join an event. So this is another just maybe a useful way to add competitors to events. So let's get Dane to join. Now look, this drop-down box only has one option because it's the only event he's not running in. So let's join him into the long jump. Okay, he's in. So let's click on long jump, and you can also see him now registered for that event. So it's just two ways of doing more or less the same thing. Okay, that's all the ways you might want to individually register your competitors into their events. But there is one last way, and that's to actually get the students to do it themselves. In a previous video, I added a particular person in by the name of Tony Stark right here. When I imported those competitors, I actually gave Tony Stark an email. Let's have a look at that. Edit, and he's got an email specified. You can do this for any competitor that you want to be able to self-register for an event. It is completely optional to add an email, but like I said, if you do want your competitors to self-register, they can do that themselves. Just need to give them an email. So let's register a new user with ReadyGo with the email of Tony Stark and see what happens. I'm going to copy his email and log out. I'm going to press the login and create new user button. So let's now register an account for Tony Stark. Now, I don't know about your students, but sometimes they write in silly names for themselves. So just to demo this, I'm going to say that Tony Stark's written his name as Iron Man. I'm going to pop his email in and put a password in for him and register. He's presented with the following dashboard. Very different dashboard from a typical user who is setting up for ReadyGo. It's recognized that his email address is in a particular competition. He can do all the normal stuff like update his profile and all that sort of stuff. And you can see he's still got his name as Iron Man. If he now goes into the X-Men Day, which he's registered for, it'll take him to his page. On this page, he can easily join events just like before. He's not in the long jump, so he might decide, yeah, I'm going to be in the long jump. Okay, let's say he wants to leave one of these events also. So let's say he's not really keen for doing high jump and you've registered him automatically for high jump. So he can go in here and say, no, I'm not interested. Let's leave that event. And out he comes. Okay, now that we've established that Tony Stark can register and deregister himself, it's probably a good idea we just check that he can't do anything else. So if we go to the X-Men Day page, you'll notice that he doesn't have any of the permissions that obviously you as a coordinator have, and nor can he go into any other team member to modify them. But again, he can come back if he finds himself again. And once again, it's recognizing that he actually does have permission to edit himself. Before, when I registered Tony Stark, I registered him with the user name, or rather his name being Iron Man. I want you to rest assured that any silly names the students might give themselves won't appear on your competition pages for your guests or your spectators. So you've given him the name of Tony Stark for this competition, and that's the only name you'll see. That concludes the guide for registering individual competitors into events. There will be a second video for going through registering competitors for group events. Thank you for watching.